Hey Drew, how's it going?
Hey Kirah, it's great. I'm super excited to talk to you.
Cool. Yeah, so we're having you back to Fresh Voices. You were part of our summit last year in 2020, which was great. So I'm excited to have you back to do a webinar. But first, tell us a little bit about yourself and your practice and how you do astrology.
Yeah, so I'm Drew Levanti. I'm an astrologer. I'm based in Chicago, and my client practice is called RK, and that's where I do birth charts, like natal astrology, as well as electional astrology. So that's my client practice. And at the same time, I've been really interested in the astrology of culture and using astrology as a tool in cultural analysis and understanding the changes in culture over time. And so that kind of gets to the rest of my background, which is in anthropology and cultural studies. And so I'm at this really exciting point right now where I'm sharing some mundane astrology and talking about astrology in a cultural dimension. So I'm really excited to be here for that.
Cool. I love that. Yeah, I always forget that's what your background is is in.
Yeah.
Because we just know each other through astrology stuff, but it's always a treat when we see astrologers pulling in, what they studied before astrology into astrology. So with that, tell us a little bit more about your webinar.
Yeah, so my webinar is called Pokemon and Pluto. And so it's an analysis of Pokemon as this cultural phenomenon that coincides with the transit of Pluto in Sagittarius. So the timing of Pokemon's rise to such global success, it's actually the highest grossing media franchise of all time, which is pretty wild
Wow.
if you think about it. It coincided exactly with the ingress of Pluto into Sagittarius. And so I think that's really interesting to get into, to think about this moment of cultural globalization where we had this Japanese product and this Japanese creation that sees such worldwide success, even though we're in this moment in the mid 90s where the United States is finally this kind of unrivaled global superpower. And so it's not a United States cultural product that's reaching this global success, but it's a Japanese one. And so there's something interesting there about the dynamic of Pluto and Sagittarius that I want to explore. And there's a few other things that I'll highlight. Just the internal kind of logic of Pokemon as a story, right? I will travel across the land, searching far and wide, like from the theme song, and the way that Sagittarius as an archetype, but also Pluto comes into the story of Pokemon in terms of capture and also this idea of becoming intimate with non-humans.
Mhm.
There's a really interesting dynamic that I'm exploring there. Um, and I guess the last thing I'll just add is that the exploration of Pokemon that I'm offering here is really a jumping off point to talk about other events, inventions, and discourses in the culture of the mid and late 1990s. And I'm really excited to share those. So yeah, this is going to cover a lot. I'm wondering if it's going to be like 90 minutes or how
That's
long it's going to
okay.
be. Yeah.
Either way, I'm super excited about it. We haven't had many mundane talks at all for Fresh Voices. So if you're out there, you have Pluto and Sagittarius, you definitely want to tune in for this one because, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a really good archetypal exploration into both Sag and Pluto and
Mhm.
Pokemon, which all of us 90s born kids we're very aware of.
Did you play or were you into it at all?
I was
Okay.
not, yeah. Embarrassingly, and I feel embarrassed by it. I'm like, am I really like a millennial? Um,
I mean, I don't know if that's something to be embarrassed of. It's kind of geeky, but
yeah, I want to be cool. Um, but anyway, I'm excited. So your talk is this Saturday, April 17th at 1 p.m. Pacific, I believe.
that's right.
Cool. I got it right for once.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks so much. Anything to add?
No, I think that's good.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk soon.
Okay, cool.